calls.
Yeah,
right?
it like pops up, but it doesn't let them know you're on the other line.
But it used to be if you were calling someone who was on the phone, you could tell that they were on the phone.
I'd be like, bring beep.
Yep. And it doesn't exist anymore, which I'm thankful for. But all that being said, that's why you used to buy the ring back tone, because then you couldn't tell if the person was on the phone.
Oh.
Has this been an hour?
Yeah. Does it feel? I'm sorry that you're so miserable already, dude. Okay.
It's called the Ringback Podcast.
The Ringback Podcast. No, we're in it. We're here.
We're in it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to This Probably Doesn't Matter. I am Luke Atkinson, sitting to my left for a change. This is weird to see you on the left side of the desk. It's my lovely wife, my sweet chinchilla, Katie.
Hello.
Hi, Katie.
Thanks for calling me that.
And my sweet chinchilla. And my guest.
My jingle jangle.
My guest jingle jangling his ice ball in a glass.
Big Rock.
Alex Haley.
Hello.
Thanks for being here, dude.
Call me Big Rock.
Big Rock. That it could catch on. I don't know.
Big Rock with the little... You get it.
Okay.
God.
Big Rock. Alex Haley. Alex Big Rock Haley is across the
There we
desk.
go.
Alex is a local Wenatchee comedian. He is the guy at LAPH, LAPH.
Yeah.
LAPH, LAPH Productions. Organizes a lot of the comedy. Most of the comedy that you see here in the Wenatchee Valley.
Less and less. But it's like the pie chart. There's less and less because there's more and more comedy, which is a great.
It's
great
thing. Can't. I don't know. I think it's the famine mentality. That's what you want to avoid, right? Is that just because there's other people involved, it's usually good for business.
Oh yeah.
I say across the table as I start throwing my hat in the ring. I'm just
great.
It's always got to be better if there's more people.
Well, no consumer is ever like, I wish there was less restaurants for me to choose from.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
Which is an interesting Wenatchee point because there is an incredible amount of restaurants in this valley.
The only thing that is
There's 3 Bobs.
problematic with events is everything happens on the same night. Or too often, in terms of like too close to each other.
Yeah.
Which is what I've experienced with my job. So.
Yeah, but you guys always just book them on nights that we already have planned.
Not really.
Typically, how it works.
Just watch. August rolls around and something's going to happen on those 2 nights that we've had booked since November.
I promise I won't book anything during Weird Al.
Perfect.
Because we'll have the Hot August nights going on, and it's on a Tuesday, right? Weird Al's on a Tuesday.
Now, so you do have a summer comedy series?
No.
You don't?
No.
It's tough.
It is. Well, it's
nice weather.
Yeah. I used to do a summer comedy series for 1 year, and now the Rotten Apple people are doing that up in Chelan, which is great. It was the whole summer's gone.
Yeah.
More or less.
Did you used to do Chelan? You did Campbell's for a while.
Yeah, but I equate it to you're competing with the sun, and
yeah, that's rough. What competition?
Like $1 million lake homes and bikinis and everything that you're basically in paradise. And I just always equate it to let's go roll the dice on our last day of vacation.
Yeah,
on a comedy show.
Right. No,
you can book
hear
it at like a beach side or something, or like a winery.
Outdoor comedy is a tough feat.
Oh.
Just in terms of feel, don't you think?
I've never done one, but
Yeah, I've never been to a comedy show outside.
There's something. I think there's something about dark rooms, low ceilings that is just really great for comedy.
Well, you feel like you're still in your box, even though you're being put out of it.
Yeah. I don't
I
know.
follow the sun. That's usually, however, like whatever it is, whether it's inside or outside, it's like, you just don't want to be light out. It feels weird.
Yeah.
Like to go inside to do a show when the light's out always feels too early. I used to do summer shows during the summer in at what used to be 10 Below.
Oh yeah.
And that was the
basement.
That was the weird thing. It was like
what a perfect blackout room, though. I mean, you go into a basement.
For a while. But yeah, if it was like if we start at 7:30 in the summer and it's like it's grayed out, like you could still be on the boat and you're going downstairs into a cave to watch a comedy show. It just felt weird. It felt like
Well, you're about to go back into that cave like a few minutes later,
Yeah.
Once
So,
it's summer,
yeah.
you just can't go back inside.
Yeah.
Summer, it can be a bad, but in Wenatchee, it's not. We're not based off of. It's not like Chelan, so people are kind of there's less events going on. So if it's done right, we did a show last year at the Radar that worked fine.
Sure.
Yeah,
Totally.
but it's also
Well, there's no nightlife in Wenatchee.
there's also just if there's it's a small
Is there a club in the valley anymore?
Well,
what kind of club.
Like a dance?
10 Below is now what? The Vault and Nova.
Because I'll tell you what, sometimes I like to have a couple of cocktails and go
Dance-
get my
dance it
groove
up.
on, guys.
Yeah, you know when he's asking to dance, though, you just don't take him out of the house.
I told Katie if I ever asked to dance, it's cutoff time. Like I should be done drinking
How
for
many
the night.
how many Michelob Ultras do you have to
You
drink
know-
before you can dance?
The last time we went dancing, I was on this mojito kick, and I was making them real strong.
No, it wasn't
effective?
mojitos. It was double vodka.
Oh, you're
Was,
right, on the
uh,
cruise ship. Yeah, double Grey Goose Red Bulls. I found this nice Indian family that I was dancing in the middle of.
Does it like what you drink affect the way you dance? Like if you drink a mojito, are you more likely to
No, I
get a little
think
spicy with your dancing?
if I'm going to dance, I'm going to dance awesome.
There's nothing spicy
That's
about
pretty
Luke's
much
dance.
every time. I was spinning Katie around at an Oktoberfest a couple
Wow.
years ago. Yeah, and her bag was like
Oompa-
hitting
Oompa
people.
music?
Oh, dude, it was the coolest thing.
I don't even really remember that.
Yeah, well, it's better that way.
I don't remember.
It's not
I don't
worth
remember any
remembering.
Oktoberfest. I've been to 10 Oktoberfests. 11 Oktoberfests in a row.
Have you been to one in
Really?
Germany?
No,
Have you ever been to Germany?
no.
Neither have I.
But you've gone to the one in October.
Yeah,
October,
I've been
Leavenworth.
to the Oktoberfest in October
That's the one.
in Leavenworth, but it actually doesn't start in October. It's barely in October. In
It's usually
Germany.
like the end of September.
Right, correct. Germany's in September, right?
Yeah.
That's
Denver
great.
did
Germany
theirs in
is-
September.
Denver? Yeah. I think Leavenworth tried it once, and people were like, I don't get it. And because they're not,
Well, we're all just uneducated around here. That makes actually a lot of sense.
So why is it called Oktoberfest over there if it's in September?
I don't know exactly why they call it Oktoberfest. I know that it was a celebration of the end of the summer, and it was basically when they would, I think they would basically be lagering their beers all
okay.
summer. So it was the untapping
Of beer.
celebration.
So
of
theirs
being
was
able to
about
drink
beer.
again.
Because I kind of had it in my mind as like a harvest festival, that sort of
There's probably
thing.
some element of
Yeah, well, you know.
And they do it like all month long, like every day,
that. Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
I had a friend who just did it this last year, and I like kind of followed her posts, and it was just crazy.
Yeah, I'd love to go. I've actually never been to Europe. There's my.
I've never been to Europe.
I've been to Russia.
You have been to Russia.
Is that in Europe?
Yeah, I
don't
don't
know.
know. That's Eastern European, right?
Yeah, I
Russia.
think so.
Okay.
That's that big one on the top of the map that you see over there. I don't know. I've never been. They seem scary. Russia scares me.
They are scary. I couldn't even smile.
Did they actually tell you not to smile?
Yeah, they were like, "Do not
Don't show your
smile. Do
teeth."
not make eye contact."
What part of Russia were you in?
We were in St. Petersburg,
That's the
which is
mean
like
part.
an hour south of Moscow.
You know what I see on Instagram? I see a lot of Russian twerk videos.
Really?
Yeah, those girls like to wear tight shorts and do weird twerky stuff. I wish I could point someone to what they're looking for. It's very interesting content.
Well, usually.
Why are you looking at that on Instagram?
It just pops up.
Well, Instagram's curated, so there's a reason why it's popping up in your feed.
Well, yeah, because of all the hashtag twerk team that I search. It's
Oh my god.
I've literally
Luke has like a
never
weird obsession with
typed that in.
twerking.
I've
Well,
never
you
typed
obviously
that.
have because I've never heard of that phrase.
Just definitely learned something
obviously-
about my husband.
Obviously, you've used it.
Not that specific one. No, we can. I'll pull the Instagram out. I've literally never searched that or anything else ever on Instagram. So
Have you ever been part of a twerk team?
I would love to start. I like starting things. I don't like seeing them through, but I do love starting things. So I would love to start the hashtag Wenatchee twerk team if we can get that going.
Okay, you have to go in there, upside down, and twerk against the wall.
I don't think I could invert my body in any way right now, even against a wall. I think
Right now, or in general?
Well, in general.
Yeah, I don't.
Right,
think
I was
could
going
either.
like right now, kind of based on my weight, size, proportions. Like, even if I backed up against a wall, I don't think I could just flip.
Oh, I could.
Balance notwithstanding, I
probably
just don't
break
think I
my
could get
wrist.
upside down. Yeah.
I definitely need a wall to hold me up.
Right. When was the last time you were inverted, Alex?
Somehow that's a
Is
odd
there like
question. I don't think I've ever done a handstand. I think if I ever tried, I would fall on my back, and it would feel it was very painful. Surprisingly, like it does and doesn't hurt. I don't know if you've ever done where you just kind of
Right.
go over the top
Tip all the way over.
and just, like if you're on the grass, but like can knock the wind out of you.
Right, like your lungs are being crushed almost.
There are certain ways to fall where it's just like it doesn't hurt at all, though.
Yeah,
But I don't
Oh,
know
the
the last
cartwheel.
time. Yeah, I don't know
like-
the last time I fell. Never done a cartwheel.
I used to be pretty good at like pratfalls and stuff.
What falls?
Pratfalls, like when you like a gag fall, like where you just.
Oh, is that an acting term?
You
You do some acting also. What a segue. Do you do some acting?
I do some acting, mostly pratfalls.
Okay, just like specialized.
Yeah, even maybe I'm. It's not the right term, but pratfall. It's like you know, you do like you fall in front of someone, or you do a kind of a stunt fall, or
Okay.
yeah, for comedic purposes. Usually is what pratfall. I think probably is, vaudeville type term or something.
Oh.
or maybe Chris Pratt.
Maybe
does
it's
it.
interesting. Oh,
No.
Chris
Yeah.
Pratt. Yeah, he's
Chris
he's
Pratt
great.
fall. I do a lot of Chris Pratt falls.
He's he coined
So-
the phrase.
Chris
Alex-
Pratt. Everybody thinks that they can look like Chris Pratt. That's why every guy likes him, is because they're like, well, if I just got buff, that's what I'd look like. It's like, well, you have to also look like Chris Pratt.
I think, yeah.
I
Well,
don't know.
here's the thing. He started so relatable in Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where it was like, oh, this is a dude.
Yeah.
This dude reminds
Everybody
me of me.
related to him, and then
Yeah.
they get super buff, and they're like, "That's all I have to do."
And absolutely gorgeous. I guess
Now,
maybe
yeah.
he was gorgeous all along.
He was always married to Anna Faris, so
Where do I know her from? I'm so not the pop culture guy.
Anna Faris is
Yeah.
like the dumb blonde on the Overboard movie I just watched.
Oh,
she was in the scary movies.
Yeah.
Cha. Yeah. Okay. That's
Yeah.
great.
And she's done a few things. She's great.
She's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I've never met her. I'm sure
Well,
she's
I've never
very-
met her
they definitely
either,
got
but-
divorced. She got divorced at the wrong time. I don't know who engaged the divorcing, but Pratt
Oh.
is like the king of the world.
He just
Yeah.
blew up. Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets
So
a
they
little
got
bit of
divorced
flack.
and then he became super popular.
Well, it was like after he was starting. It was like after he did Jurassic World and Guardians.
Oh, what a
So he
time!
was like
Oh,
he was
yeah.
peaking, but he's going nowhere but up. Like,
Well, yeah,
his
he like
movies-
hit Guardians of the Galaxy and then like rocketed
Yeah,
into.
and he got cast in Jurassic World before he was cast in Guardians of the Galaxy, and then they did Guardians of the Galaxy, and that became a huge hit. And so then it seemed like, oh, we were super smart by casting Chris Pratt, but
Totally.
they just casted fat Chris Pratt, and then they got buff Chris Pratt. for
Oh,
Jurassic World.
nice.
That's a good investment.
That is a great investment.
Yeah.
And I would like
good-
to throw out, if anyone wants to invest, even like let's go $250,000 development deal. I will. I'll buff up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't have the worst looking face out there, so for $250,000,
You could be Chris
I
Pratt.
will do. I don't know if I'll be Chris Pratt, but I'll
that
change my last name to
is-
Pratt.
Is that the only price tag that would get you to work out?
Alex, I'll tell you what.
Because that's about where I'm at. too.
Looking slobby and early death is not doing it for me so far. So I do need some monetary
Wow.
motivation. Oh, my
For
wife.
only $250,000, I will go on a workout regimen.
Yeah, it's a development deal.
Yeah.
It's a body development deal. And I'll go crazy. I'll go down to Mexico. I'll shoot some steroids. I'll work out.
You work out differently than.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, if I do things, I do them.
I think you can get
All the
steroids
way.
right here in Wenatchee. I don't think you have to go to Mexico to get steroids.
Probably.
I don't know. The beach
You
sounds
can find
nice.
anything in
I, don't
Wenatchee
think,
right
I
now.
think you want FDA certified
Oh,
steroids.
oh.
I mean, if
We
you're gonna
were,
do it- if you got $250,000, you can get anything you want.
I guess
That's
probably
true.
half the price in Mexico
What
though.
What would be your strategy?
To work out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Would you hire a trainer, or would you
Oh.
go it solo?
you want to? I'm gonna piss off every trainer. I'm sure we have a lot of trainers in our listening audience.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piss all of them off and say I don't think you need a trainer with the you got the Google machine
Yeah.
sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
So is there really any reason to need one anymore?
They'd probably make you work out harder than you would.
They yell at
Yeah.
you.
otherwise.
Well, and I think it also keeps you accountable to
Right.
show up.
Right.
And if you're paying for something, you definitely want to utilize.
So
your money.
maybe I could just listen to Joe Rogan podcasts while I work out and he'd be saying stuff
you-
like
and
"harness
you'd
your
be
inner
great.
bitch" and stuff
Because
like
you work
that.
out
Yeah,
for 3 hours every day.
dude. Yeah, what a lifestyle.
Yeah. Sounds super
I had
exciting.
my friend was a trainer, and I worked out with him, and I was much more productive.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, no, I'm just talking shit. I'm well aware that just working out with a buddy, trainer or not,
Yeah.
has got to be that extra
What
motivation.
Would you do some weights? Would you do some some pull-ups?
Oh,
some
I do. It's funny.
jumping
I'm going to tell you
jacks?
something that you're not going to believe about me.
Okay.
2013. How long ago is that now? 6
6
years?
years.
10 years ago.
That sucks. It's not 10 years yet. Let's calm it down. 2013. I was 23 years old. I weighed 155 pounds, and I ran about 35 miles a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was like skin and bones. I didn't
was
know
in-
him at this time.
Yeah. The best I have
It would've been
anymore.
2012.
So you're Chris Pratt. That he said that when he came to back to Chris Pratt when he came to Hollywood, like he was in like super good shape.
Okay.
And he said he didn't get cast in roles because he said he would get cast in like the douchey like jock like the douche the asshole boyfriend.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah.
He said he'd get roles that would be like, get in the car, Karen, or
Right,
something like that.
right.
And he said he could never get like quality roles. And then he got into,
The dad bod
dad
sort of
bod,
shape. Yeah.
and he was able to do all his comedy style, which is like what he calls his clown. I know a lot about Chris Pratt.
Do you? It seems like you are pretty well informed.
But then he went back so he went on that trajectory.
Okay.
And so he started getting more interesting roles because he'd get cast for comedy or you get cast as like these character roles.
Right.
And then, then James Gunn was like, James Gunn said he would
Interesting.
cast him even if he didn't lose the weight as Star Lord.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, give me 8 weeks or whatever. And,
Okay.
and he stopped drinking beer and he whatever. And, see, it's a little.
I'll tell you what.
The
That
You gotta
little
take
alone,
your
that you
shirt
cut
off. That's a
out.
big motivation.
the beer alone would be huge for me. I like drinking beer.
Yeah.
And it's
Are you feeling really self-conscious?
it's
right
like,
now?
I don't know. I'm wearing a white T-shirt also, which is
Yeah,
not.
you look like
just
Diddy.
golly.
Look like Fred Durst.
I'd like a pitcher of water to win this contest here today, guys. This is a wet T-shirt
I
contest.
get it,
joke.
yeah.
Okay, and I don't even remember what I was. You just called me out on being self-conscious. I don't know the end of my sentence.
Sorry.
Does anyone remember what I was about to say?
No.
Okay, well, Chris Pratt
Chris Pratt.
working at. Oh, beer. Thank you. If I stopped drinking beer, I'd drop 20. And
We've already
almost
witnessed this.
immediately.
We did it like
Yeah,
last year.
yeah. I drop 20. I drink too much beer.
We all
Honestly,
drink too much beer.
well,
I drink too much soda.
not everyone looks like me for it. So,
It's just the whole thing.
Alex,
Yo.
talk to me about. I want to. There's actually a lot I want to know about you. What got you into comedy?
I'm a Virgo.
Okay, I don't really actually care as much about that. I want to know. I want to know what got. I want to know what got you into comedy.
Yeah.
I want to know.
How to get me out of comedy.
No.
No.
Yes. Absolutely. Let's start with those two. Now, what got you into comedy?
Like, what got me performing stand-up comedy?
No. Let's go a little bit further. Did you grow up listening to it? Who
Not
were your
a lot,
guys?
but my uncle was a stand-up comedian and actor.
Okay. Actor,
So-
anything we'd see him in?
He was Vegas in like the 90s.
Okay.
His name's Brian Haley.
Okay.
He was in a movie called Little Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
You've
love
seen
that
Little
movie.
Giants? He's Spike's dad. Remember Spike's dad?
Okay.
Like the big buff guy,
Yeah.
right? That's your cousin.
My uncle.
Uncle.
It's my
Sorry.
uncle.
wow, that's
And then
funny.
he was in
So where'd those jeans
Baby's
go?
Day Out. The buff jeans. Yeah. Well, I'm in my pre-Chris Pratt phrase.
Right,
In the-
okay,
the
we're getting
bell
there.
curve of Chris Pratt.
Yeah, I like it.
So he was like on Johnny Carson. He was a big
Wow.
stand-up comedian, and then he transitioned into film. So that's more or less like I kind of just grew up watching his stuff and like knowing that he did it.
What's his style like? Are you guys similar?
No,
Okay.
he's very like physical.
Okay.
And
He's got that fall down. What's that fall called?
Chris
The
Pratt
Chris
fall.
Pratt fall.
Yeah. Yeah, he's very, very physical, very kind of Jim Carrey in the 90s type. I mean, it was like, that was more.
That was
much more
kind of a
popular than
style
that
back
style.
then. Yeah, for sure.
And then, yeah, he was in some movies and he's still acting. But I didn't really grow up like listening to stand up.
Okay.
And I didn't think I would do stand up.
When did you discover stand-up? Because
Well,
I was actually just having this conversation with a buddy. I didn't really get stand-up until high school.
I did at high school. My senior year, I did a high school talent show, and I did stand up comedy. I did like.
That's brave.
This might surprise you, but
With a bunch of guys you
I
have
did
to
like
see.
5 different acts in the high school talent show.
Okay.
I did like some like songs, and I did a sketch, and I did and I did stand up comedy.
Okay.
It was I probably was annoying to a lot of people
Oh.
in my high school. Of like, if you came to the town show, it was 5 acts of me. And oh,
Are
is
you
this a segment?
are you Wenatchee or Eastmont?
Eastmont.
Okay.
No, I was just giving you an air horn.
Oh,
I
nice.
don't know. I don't use this that often.
I
It's
thought
just
you had to
it's
do an
all
ad
there.
break.
No,
No.
no ad breaks. I try to plug my people. Go to
Who would be your sponsors? Do you have sponsors?
Keystone Light would be my ideal
Well,
sponsor.
we are not drinking any Keystone.
Okay, well, it's
Not
because I
tonight.
just finished the 6-pack before you got here. So, I would love Keystone Light. I don't know. I've never heard a beer sponsor on a podcast.
It seems
Wow,
like
that
it'd be
was
a
a
good
weird
fit.
Oh,
It's like the one thing you can do while podcasting.
yeah, absolutely. I've looked into sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
It's 20,000 uniques monthly to get sponsorship. So we can get those numbers, guys.
20,000 unique listeners or
Yep.
downloads
Yep.
per month,
Month.
before anybody will sponsor you. That can't be right. I
Oh
mean,
no,
you
I
mean
could
like
go.
on
I could
average?
go shop my own local
Gotcha.
sponsors, but I have a syndication. This is inside baseball, but I have a
nice.
syndication service that I put this thing up through. It
Okay.
sends it out everywhere, and if I get to 20,000 on that syndication service,
Oh.
then they can provide me some sponsors who
That's
would be
cool.
interested. So
Oh, interesting.
What's that service called?
that's Libsyn, Liberated Syndication. I did a little bit of research on how to send podcasts out. This is something that you can potentially host yourself and go, but
Do you
right
have to
now,
sign a contract or like
no.
So if you got big, you could just split off and do your
Yes,
own thing.
absolutely. You always own your content. But it's like, I don't want to go post this to YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, I don't know, Google Play, Apple iTunes. It'd be a ton of work. It's enough for me to even try to edit these. So you get on a Libsyn, you post it one time, it sends it everywhere. And it has a lot of really cool analytics stuff. So I know I have some listeners in Virginia.
Whoa.
Who knows who they are?
Didn't you
Do they
say-
spread your stuff out?
Shout out to whoever. Yeah, this is actually whoever the fuck is listening in
What's
Virginia.
up, Virginia?
You're awesome.
Wasn't there someone in Europe too?
Whoa.
I
Maybe
just got
Italy?
one
In Russia?
play in Europe. No plays in Russia.
No Russia.
Katie
Well,
did not share it
Eastern
when she was
Europe.
in St. Petersburg. So
10+ years ago.
anyway,
Oh yeah, way 10+ years ago.
it is a cool service, and it's
Yeah.
I lose money on a monthly basis to do this, but it's
So
It's
basically, you're your own sponsor.
I am my own
It's
sponsor.
a hobby. You
Yeah.
pay for a hobby, right?
You have to I think that's the way you have to go into a podcast. If you're going into it like this is going to be like the next big, you just have to do it because you like to do it. Because otherwise, you won't be regular. Or you won't or
Totally.
too much about
Believe it or not, Alex, I enjoy sitting here and talking to you right
I
now.
absolutely believe it.
So, okay, Alex thinking highly of himself across the desk here.
Anything you can do while drinking I'm a fan of.
There's the multiple.
There
I have
you
two.
don't
I have two buttons.
That was those
yeah.
were two different sounds.
Yeah, those are. Hey,
You only
one's
have
a single.
Only
one's a single.
only the Aziz Ansari Randy sketch soundboard.
I have two
one of my
DJ
favorite.
horns, and I have a
I
couple
think that
other.
he was gonna do a movie on that. Do you ever see his Randy
Aziz?
character?
No.
He did it in one of his stand specials, and he did. It was on Funny People.
Okay.
So he came out and he
Yes,
he did
yes,
these
yes, yes,
Randy.
yes.
It's just the like
That was the Cold
basi-
Stone Creamery bit he did
Yeah,
on
it's
there.
basically
yeah.
like if a DJ was a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
It was pretty great.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I liked Aziz in that movie. And he got a bad rap on A Bad Date recently, as far as
He's gonna be fine.
yeah. No, he's great. It doesn't matter. I want Louis back.
You said it.
Yeah.
I won't say it yet.
I want Louis back.
I won't say it yet.
Um,
I hear you.
I think he made a mistake.
Yeah, I do too. But
I think
get
he
it, yeah.
made. I think he made the same mistake a bunch of times and no one cared.
Mm-hmm.
He asked. am I way out on a limb here?
No, I'm with you. There's a. I'm just not. I'm not. I don't know if I want to document it, but
Okay.
No.
Well, we can do bleeps
No,
anywhere
I'm
in here.
waiting for society to tell me I can listen to Louis again. I'll be
Dude.
honest.
I was just doing
If
my.
they said today, I would. If he released an album, I'm not boycotting that album. I'm
Okay,
listening to that album.
let me
And I
do
think
this
most
with
people
you.
would.
A lot of people.
But they at least want to know what he's going to say, even if they're going to tear him to shreds. They're at least going to want to hear what he says.
I want the first line of his next special to be "I told you so," because I really think he did. That being said, give me this. Might you ponder on this? Let me get this somewhere in this podcast.
Okay.
I want your top 5 starting comedians alive, still performing.
Top 5 starting comedians.
Yeah, like if we had a basketball team. You know,
Oh, gotcha. Okay, my dream team?
Yeah. And if you need to put it on the back burner and we can keep going because that's an on the spot sort of question, but I do want to get it.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Some ideas. Maybe we'll add up. I'm going to start with Bill Burr.
Yeah.
We're going to put him in there.
Me too.
Top 5. I think
Easily. He's my
Bill Burr's
starting.
like a Kevin Durant right now, like solid role player. Like
Yes.
Like flashes of stardom, but
Carlin of our
better in the
generation.
system. Yeah. Oh,
I
I think so.
Yeah. I'm lucky that I went and saw him. I
Sorry,
wish
that
that
fridge didn't close.
Katie can't handle it. I was looking at it. I was going to get it at some point. So
Sorry.
we went and saw him in Portland. Really great show. I wish I remembered more of it. It was just kind of a
Bill
weird.
Burr's.
Yeah, it was kind of just a weird.
Portland, it was hot as balls. in
Oh,
that
Portland's not
weekend.
ready for heat.
No, when those towns get hot, like
Well,
Seattle, the
no
sun
one
gets
has
comes
AC,
out. Yeah,
and we
They
lived
get
in
real
a
hot.
basement.
it's different.
I couldn't even handle it.
Oh, you
man.
lived?
Oh, we stayed at a friend's house, and they had plenty of rooms on the upper portion of their home, and there were 3 of us that went down into the basement to sleep
Yeah.
that night. It was the only
See, I don't
way.
understand the non-air conditioning on the west side because you're gonna turn the air conditioning on over there for 3 to 4 months,
Yep.
That's what we do here.
which is
anyway.
exactly what we do. I don't get it. I mean, yes, it
Yeah.
gets hotter, but it's miserable. If a room is just like 75 degrees,
Yeah.
it can be miserable.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Well, and it's more humid on that side.
Yeah.
And humidity and hot.
We were
heat is
90
just not-
outside that week though.
I never cooled down until I had to take like cold water shower. Like
Mm-hmm.
my core temperature never felt good until we got like back to Washington.
I won't sleep. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
barely slept.
My worst night of sleep ever was we were on a road trip. Me and a
Okay.
buddy of mine were on a road trip. We were in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
Yes, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Squeaky on
No,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
You're tracking with me? Okay.
Yeah, Little Rock.
So
Okay.
we were
Okay.
camping on some nights and staying in hotels on some nights and staying with friends. But this is the first night that we camped, and we got in around midnight, and we set up our camp, and it was 100 degrees at midnight,
God.
and it was 85% humidity.
Wow.
I think if that I'm
Sure.
not fully confident on the range of percentages, but I think it was around 85%.
That sounds like it.
No.
We're just gonna go with it.
And then we just took like a sleeping aid to go to sleep, and then when you don't go to sleep, like
Now,
you
what
start
is
to lose-
that?
like a-
Pendleton
it
or
was like
Jim Beam?
What's
the
no? We
sleeping-
drank a lot, but then we also took just like a
Yeah.
over the counter sleeping pill. Nothing
Okay.
fun. It wasn't that.
Okay.
We didn't like snort some Ambien or anything, but
Can you snort Ambien?
you can snort anything, man.
Well, let's calm it down a little bit.
That was quick. Quick response.
Yeah.
Does anyone have Roseanne's number? We should call her about snorting
Oh,
Ambien.
no.
Not in my top 5. Not on my dream team.
Mine neither. Okay.
That was the worst. So if you don't go to sleep and you take something like that, like if you take, people do that with Ambien, where they'll take it,
Start
and then
tripping.
You keep yourself up
Yes.
and you start hallucinating.
I tried it once. Not on Ambien. Different one.
Ambien. Ambien
What's
in
the
general-
What's the motion sickness one?
Dramamine?
Yes.
Dramamine.
Tried it once on Dramamine.
What is that like? That you take it and then you have to try not to move. Or
No,
you have to.
Apparently,
you have to move as
you
much
take
as
a bunch
possible.
of the drowsy, because there's the drowsy and the non-drowsy. I don't think they label it as drowsy
they do.
Dramamine.
Yes.
They literally label it
Well-
as drowsy. No.
Not drowsy Dram, but they have the non-drowsy.
Right.
Like, you know
so
what
we
you're
took
buying.
we took the non-drowsy.
the regular.
Yeah.
Is what it's
I'm
called.
saying we. I'm
Yeah,
getting
I don't
someone
know
else
who's
guilty
you
in this.
and this person.
It's
It's definitely
who
not
you having
me.
these crazy parties with, man.
This
Definitely not.
Dramamine party. And I'll tell you what, Stayed up well beyond whenever it should have kicked in. Absolutely nothing happened, and then I went to bed. You can make the argument you should have stayed up 20 minutes longer, but it didn't. It was
Have you
not
heard those
ever gonna
crazy
happen.
stories about people that take Ambien and they'll have like they'll take it on a plane, and if you mix it with alcohol, you will literally
You're in trouble.
You'll black out.
Yeah.
And you'll start doing like you won't remember anything, and you'll just go crazy.
Yeah.
Like they're like respectable people will like take it to like just go to sleep, and they'll have like a beer or a glass of whiskey on the
Right.
flight, and they'll like wake up in handcuffs.
It's why Katie can't fly Southwest anymore.
Well, she was the pilot. That's
Yeah,
the difference.
Ooh.
Oh man, love it.
I
Bill
don't think I'd ever
Burr.
trust myself with a plane.
Bill Burr. Who's number 2?
Well, I put Louis in like the OJ category of like, is he really? He was a great football player, but now can we really?
You want to call him injury reserve? We can call him injury reserve on that.
He could probably own a team.
He was so good.
This is a great podcast. Is the sound of me saying thinking about comedians.
I used to go edit my ums out.
Luke
I
will
don't
put
do it anymore.
Put your us in with his ums.
I
later.
don't want it. I want this raw.
Yeah, let's leave it raw. Let me give you some of mine. Doug Stanhope makes my
Yeah.
list,
Yeah.
and I realize that he is not a household name.
Is it bad if I was kind of thinking of like would they also be good at sports? I was kind of like putting in that. I was like,
Oh, I
and
see.
no, that's not exactly it, but I thought Doug Stanhope, and for a second I was like, dude, he probably can't make a layup.
He definitely can't make a
But Bill
layup.
Burr was probably he's a solid power forward.
Yeah, he's definitely a sports guy. Bill Burr's.
Bill
John,
Burr's-
John Mulaney. There we go. John Mulaney is my
Okay.
point guard.
Okay.
I think he's the funniest working comedian, the smartest writer right now.
I don't know if I ever
And he's-
listened
And
to
he's
John.
squeaky clean.
He's not as much as you think.
Didn't he do? Was his last special the Radio City Hall? Yeah, John Mulaney made my.
Do you watch Show Crashing?
No.
Oh, you got different.
I know,
But he
everyone
he
tells
references
me.
himself on that when he goes out there, and he tells Pete to be really dirty.
Okay.
Because he's like, people think I'm clean, but I'm not. But so if you go out there and you're really dirty, then
Right.
people will think that I'm clean.
Okay,
compared
well,
to you.
When I watched his last, was that his last one? I don't know if it was the Radio
so.
City one.
No, Kid Gorgeous.
Okay.
I think his last one. Anyways.
Okay, I catch him. Yeah, I catch him on stuff. He's great. Mulaney. There's my.
Chappelle.
Mulaney.
I'll put Chappelle in there.
I like Chappelle.
Chappelle's transcended into philosopher.
Tom Segura.
Tom's great.
Tom.
I loved his wife's special.
Tom. Oh yeah, yeah, and I like Christina P. She's good. She's good. And this is something funny that I would have never said 2 years ago because I actually used to be anti, but I think Rogan makes my list.
Rogan's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's
better-
He might be better on a podcast than his specials, but his specials are.
I like his
think they're
specials because they kind of catch you off guard. Well, Rogan in general is like you try and put him in a box and he doesn't fit into it. Like if you like
He doesn't, yeah.
If you just watch him to UFC, you'd be like, this guy. There's no way this guy's
Right,
a comedian
right.
or has
Totally.
any kind of progressive thoughts at all.
Absolutely.
And he's very intelligent and very funny, and he kind of he's a very interesting personality.
Yeah.
I've recently got more into his podcast.
He's one of my more like I really like to listen to his podcast
Mm-hmm.
more than I do others besides Segura.
Sure. Your mom's
like, those are
house
my
is,
two,
is
yeah.
one of our
Pretty good.
favorites. So
Those are probably my two.
anyway, we're way inside.
Are you
baseball
putting
on
Bert
the podcast
up?
thing.
Putting
No,
Bert in there?
no, I'm not. I love Bert. We went and saw him.
I'm just gonna. Sometimes I can't remember like comedians and such. So sometimes I'm just gonna look up.
Bert
Who-
was our
who
first
your people
comedy
are?
we
Yeah.
saw.
Katie and I went and saw Bert together. It was a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite photos that I own is me and Bert.
Who's the guy that you messaged me about seeing on Saturday?
We are seeing John Reap on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Hey, has that thing got a Hemi? That guy? Mm-hmm. That's what he's famous for. Is that one commercial?
I don't know
That's
anything about
that's
him.
Bert. That's Bert, Luke, and Katie. It's one of my
Oh, did you
favorite
pop your
photos.
shirt off?
Yeah, yeah. You can't not.
Oh, that's great.
So I asked him. I was like, hey
I'm
can
sure he loves it. Where I don't know. I haven't followed his career. I'm like recently. Where did this shirt thing start? And Because to me, it like I think Bert's a hilarious comedian, but it's like it still seems like it's like you do it every single set you ever
That's like
do.
his thing, though.
Right.
I know, but it's like that.
And I'll
At
tell
what point does it
you-
become a gimmick when you're like you do this every single time you do it?
Yeah,
I don't
and you know what he
dislike it, but
also
it's
does?
also kind of weird.
He also still tells the machine story every single
Really?
show. And is that I don't think I think that he thinks he has to.
Well,
I don't
does he
think he's
think
okay
he
with
has
not.
to take his shirt off?
I think he almost has to take his shirt off. What
Well,
what
it's probably
I'm
one of
bummed
those
about.
things. If you go and you were expecting that, you'd be like, "Wow, this show sucked. He didn't do anything I wanted
Yeah.
him to."
What I'm bummed about.
So he's like a rock star where it's like you got to play the hits.
yes.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
You
we're not
absolutely
he
coming
is
out.
do.
definitely the like.
I
what
would
people
love.
expect to see.
I could get traction on popping my shirt off, but I can't do it
No.
because it's Bert's move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now he literally
Well,
owns it.
Tig Notaro did it too, but
Okay, he's not the only one who.
no, she did it
Oh.
for a different reason.
Oh! I see.
But
I didn't
she
know
did
that
do
name.
it.
I didn't know that
Great.
name.
You know Tig Notaro?
No,
She's great. But she had
someone I have to. Is she Netflix?
yeah, yeah.
You never watched the women comedians.
Well,
sexist.
let's not call me out on that too hard.
Mhm.
No, I
Just did.
watched Christina P. and she was great.
She was great. I really liked her.
Who did I watch on what's her name? Wolf?
Oh yeah, was that that was the gal that held the Trump head up?
Yeah. No.
Michelle.
No.
Michelle Wolf?
Michelle Wolf. That's you're thinking of Kathy Griffin.
Yeah.
Now
Kathy
you're
Griffin.
just being a sexist, saying all redheads.
Okay.
All redheaded
okay.
women are the same.
Hold on.
I
Let's
didn't even know she was a redhead too.
let's
so.
reel it in because that is
Michelle Wolf.
because
She was good.
Who's Eliza?
Elijah Schlesinger. She's really good.
hilarious.
Yeah.
She has quite a few specials that I haven't
She's
watched.
got a ton on.
I didn't love her
Netflix
last
right now.
special because similarly, I don't like when a character necessarily jumps over specials or like
Yeah.
because it becomes a shtick.
Right.
And she has like similar characters, and her fans go crazy, and they'll like make shirts and do it, and it's great. But I don't know. It's
Now,
a,
did
seems a little
Steve
hacky.
Martin do that?
Oh yeah, but I wouldn't.
That's a
I would
classic.
put, but
I
I wouldn't
mean-
necessarily say he's not hacky because he was like, but he was like transcending. He like did it on. He like went beyond it.
You gotta
And
recognize
have you ever watched
Martin.
Steve Martin's specials? They're
Yes.
not funny. I don't know.
I
In this
used
day and
to-
age-
have watched.
In this day and age,
Yeah.
I tried to rewatch them. I'm like,
I don't know if it still
just
plays.
Doesn't work as comedy anymore.
Doesn't he do them with what's his name too?
I
He
like
just
his.
did
I
one.
like the like new one. I like him. I like Steve Martin is one of the greatest ever. But I tried to rewatch his special, and it doesn't. The comedy is just too different in this day and age.
He's
you know?
one of the first few that was selling out stadiums.
Yeah.
So that's something to be said.
I'm not saying he didn't do those things or he
No,
wasn't
no, no,
great
no,
at it.
I
I'm just
know,
saying
I know.
I don't think it holds up. But I think him as an actor is great, and him as a comedian is great. I just
He is probably one of my favorite actors.
Okay.
So that was with Elijah. I don't like when characters kind of jump over and
That
things
makes
kind of become gimmicky, and
That's fair. That's fair.
or when like I watched Gerard Carmichael's newest special,
Uh-huh.
and his delivery almost became like a gimmick to me because you watch any of his stuff.
I haven't
So he
done
does
this
these
new one.
really like it's part of just how he does comedy. He's very pensive and he's very like he takes these long dramatic pauses and he'll like stop halfway through a sentence, and some of it's very organic. I think is how it's written. And then this newest one, he just did it so much. And I'm like, I can just, it just feels like
This became your delivery
feels like
style.
it feels like sticky now.
Yeah.
Rather than a.
How do you feel about Dalia? We're doing so many comics right
Chris
now.
D'Elia?
Yeah.
Chris D'Elia is great.
And you don't find him sticky.
I mean, he does the voices. I mean, if you're gonna do voices, like do a different voice. Don't do like, oh, this is my new girl voice. I don't know.
Right.
That's
Right.
I'm,
I hear you.
I'm in no position to judge comedians.
Yeah. But here's my Alex Haley, local comedian. Here's one of my favorite questions for people who do get on stage.
Yeah.
Is what is the worst mistake you've ever made?
The
I don't know if it's your worst bomb, whatever it is. What's
the worst bombs
mistake?
have always come with underestimating the audience or overestimating myself.
Okay.
Like it usually comes from like not preparing myself enough for a different audience. Usually it's been I am assuming the show is going to go one way and wasn't prepared for it to not. It wasn't prepared for the consequences or wasn't able to pivot.
Now, do you write some flexibility in?
It's more no, not necessarily. It's more of just psychologically being prepared for if someone if it doesn't get a laugh. That's the only thing I tell like a new comedian or someone who's not done it before.
Yeah.
Is broad strokes. What are you going to do when someone doesn't laugh? Because
Right.
it's the only thing that's ever going to mess up your set or your rhythm is if you were expecting a laugh and it doesn't get a laugh. It's rare that there's something that like truly gets zero laughs, but it's happened. No,
Luke is like reliving.
I'm
3
raising
weeks
my
ago
hands.
real quick.
No, it's been longer than 3 weeks, I hope.
Has it?
Yeah,
It's been longer than 3 weeks. I've already talked about it ad nauseum.
I don't think it has.
It was one of the worst
It has not. It's
5
only been like
minutes of my
27
life.
days.
But I don't need to, I won't even do it again. I think one of the first laughs I got was when I finally looked at everyone and said, "You guys are being really hard on me." And that was, I think, the first laugh I got that night.
It's the worst feeling when someone doesn't laugh. It's one thing if it's kind of joke acknowledged, we can move to the next thing. But when there's zero laugh, you have to acknowledge that was the end of that joke, and then you have to transition to a new topic,
Yep.
and it's always really hard.
Yep.
So that's the worst bomb experiences have been when there's been zero response.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, but you get better at just having that Teflon and having the armor, and it's just that.
And the one I keep hearing, if
Yeah.
you're going to bomb funny, that's tough to do.
What does that mean?
If you're going to bomb, like at least, even if it's just to you, even if it's only funny to you, but if you're going to bomb, at least bomb something that is funny to you.
You want to know who did that the best? Brian Regan.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
he did.
He did really.
That was my favorite stuff.
And you want to know what's crazy? Is people were like, I hated that. I wish you would have stuck to the original stuff.
Those are people that don't watch comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are people who
exactly.
at least don't know anything about how comedy is written.
That was such a weird crowd. There was an 8-year-old sitting behind me,
Oh, really?
and it drove me crazy. I've never been offended by the sound of joy in my life. There's an 8-year-old laughing at stuff that I know he doesn't get. He's just laughing at the sounds coming around
Because
him.
everyone's laughing.
Yeah.
Oh no!
He laughed at a cocaine reference. I was like, okay, kid, get out of here.
Let's do it.
It was because I've heard all this stuff, and some of it's new stuff, but it's hearing Brian Regan have something not work and then get out of it was like, this is why you're a good comedian,
Right.
not because you made a joke 20 years ago that people still like and
Right.
want to hear you say.
Yeah.
That crowd was
Those were
a
my
weird crowd.
that though was like the, to me, best, most rawest piece of his whole set.
Oh, it was way cool.
And that's probably when I laughed the hardest. Like his other stuff was good,
I'll tell you what's annoying.
but that was great.
The stuff people want to hear is from 1997.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
actually that old anymore.
People were actually emailing and being like, "Hey, will you ask him to do this?" I was like, "Who do you think you are?
Who do you
Like,
think you are?
I'm
Who do you
not
think
gonna tell a
who does think
comedian.
any promoter is?
Yeah.
Like, can you do this joke?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you hired somebody and then
How do you?
Then
tell
we're
me what
supposed
that
to
is?
approach
What?
them
gave them
with-
requests?
Dude.
How could you even?
It is funny. I like how oblivious people can be to how anything works.
Yeah.
It's not like a song. Like I
Yeah.
can't just be like, "Oh yeah, let me play this old song for you."
and even if that was the
It's not
case,
even
like
the
you still
thing.
can't tell a band like you.
You have
I don't-
to.
Maybe you
Like
can, I
asking
don't know.
ZZ Top to play a specific song.
They
But
were,
again-
of
but then
course,
again,
ZZ
like-
was
They're
going
gonna
to
be
play
like-
their classics. They
Music's
have
a little bit
to.
different
on it.
because they're not playing 90% new
Yeah.
songs. They're
Yeah.
playing
Right.
mostly
Sure.
hits. So.
Tell me
Sure.
this: what's the weirdest writer you've gotten?
I haven't got any weird writers, but I haven't worked with anybody that big. Like you
Yeah.
probably get the.
Katie
Weird
had some.
ones.
I've
'Cause you-
always
yeah,
asked
when you
Katie
have
on what
those-
her weird ones are.
Oh, you should have seen ZZ Tops.
Oh, I'm sure.
Are we allowed to? Are we allowed to talk about this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
not gonna
maybe-
go. I won't go
Bleep that. Bleep
specific.
it out.
Shouldn't,
Bleep
yeah.
it out and talk about it.
Oh,
If
we
you
can.
don't-
We could bleep the name.
I'll
and
go
we could go what the
specific.
writer
I don't.
was.
I don't know what the writer was. I don't know like that deep in detail. But
I'll bleep the name of the group, but you can do.
I don't know the name of the group.
Oh.
What do you mean? Like ZZ Top?
Yeah, we're gonna bleep it twice now.
Okay.
Never
Okay.
heard of ZZ Top.
Who is that?
Okay, here we go.
ZZ
What
Top.
was-
It's not
Sorry.
ZZ Top. That you have to bleep so many ZZ
so-
Tops now.
Like that whole like 30-second section.
okay.
So
So
their
ZZ
writer
Top.
was
Damn it, guys.
3 pages long.
They're like hospitality writer, or they're like
Yeah.
like all of it.
So,
It
like,
was
you-
it was
'cause you can have
green
it-
room stuff.
So you have a tech rider, which is like we need
Sure.
this stuff here.
That's
yeah,
reasonable.
that was I don't really
I mean,
ever
those could
look
be
at
as
the
long
tech.
as you want, but
I
so
think
like so basically what
between-
they want in their room.
Yeah, like between the tech
Mm-hmm.
stuff and the food and hospitality was definitely within 5 to 6 pages. They
There were
didn't
2
have,
full meals, right?
2 or 3 full meals.
What's the weirdest thing on it?
I think one of them asked specifically for like a type of gum.
Yep, that's right. The pack of gum.
It was a pack of gum. No, that was Brian Regan.
Okay.
Oh, there's another one. That was a different person.
What kind of gum was it?
So this guy asked for.
Brian Regan?
God damn it. He asked for
I was gonna try to get this live tonight, and I think
pretty
we've
sure-
already ruined it.
peach schnapps, like a specific brand of peach schnapps, a soda, and mint Trident gum or something.
Like a specific.
That seems
menu.
It was
reasonable.
really
Yeah.
specific, but yeah, he literally
That's
like
fine.
jumped into Wenatchee, jumped in the back room, saw us for like 5 minutes, and then got on stage.
Did he fly out that night too?
They drove back to Seattle anyway.
Wow. I
So-
could tell he did not want to be in Wenatchee.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or, I
we
mean,
were
I
in
got-
the back, and he was like, "I'm super excited to be here." I was telling him about open mic night, and he was like, "That's super cool." I don't know. He seemed,
Katie was plugging me.
yeah.
I love it.
He was even like, "Well, where is he? Like, go get him."
I'm opening
Did you
for
get to
him.
meet Brian Regan?
I did not, but I am
Did you
opening
meet
for
ZZ
him
Top?
next week. I wanted to meet ZZ Top. I
I
had my
didn't even
phone
meet
out.
ZZ Top.
I was doing like videos, like, "Hey guys, about to go backstage and meet ZZ Top," and like
Do they,
I was on Instagram
do
Live,
they, like,
all that
have
shit.
like prosthetics that they're putting their beards on? And
Dude.
Like,
What was
There
I
was
gonna?
a guy
Oh, that was my
there.
one line. I wanted one funny thing to say to him, and I was gonna go back there and I was gonna say, "Hey, really good marketing move. You guys have had these beards for so long, no one can tell how old you've gotten." That's what I was gonna say.
or if it's actually you.
That's what I was gonna say backstage. It's probably good I didn't go backstage, honestly. 'cause-
There was a guy though, like very, very look-alike, identical to, I don't know which one. One of those two. And
don't know
I
any.
looked over and I saw Aaron following him. Shout out Aaron. And I was like, why is he out front? Like, why is he walking around? And then the
Not a
next
member
day
of
I
the band.
asked,
biggest Wenatchee ZZ Top fan.
yep, total look-alike, just walking
Grew his
around. People
beard out.
totally
Well, but
thought it
anybody
was
with that
him.
beard is a lookalike.
Yeah.
guess so.
No, he was wearing the outfit and the hat and the glasses and all of it.
What a nerd.
That is such a nerdy move, huh?
But I was like, what is he doing?
Oh,
One
that's
of the things I know
That's
who
right.
ZZ Top is, but I don't know if I could. I'm sure I've heard their songs, but I couldn't.
You would, yeah.
couldn't name
I was the
Sharp
same way
Dress
with it.
Man is the song you know. Every girl's crazy about
Yeah.
a sharp dress
I heard
man.
that one. I just know they were in Back to the Future 3.
Oh, okay.
They're good. But yeah, some of the writers that come through,
Yeah, what's the craziest one?
for me, it was, well, I only just started paying attention, really, honestly.
Yeah.
Because people would talk about it, and I was so interested in what this all meant. So I started in looking at them. But I never looked at anything previously. Like,
What would be your writer? Let's say you're. Let's say
Oh.
you are. Let's say you're A-list tomorrow.
A-list.
Yeah, and you're doing a
comedian?
stadium. Yeah. And you're doing a stadium. What would you put on your writer?
I want some case of Rainier.
Really?
Want
That's the preferred.
yeah. Well, for yeah, I want something because if you're in a different city, that's not an easy get.
Okay.
But it's specific to hometown.
Okay.
so
Okay.
you want them to go, like, try really, really hard to get something.
And then get the equivalent.
Is that
and
hard
then
to
I
find
can-
out of Washington?
I
Oh,
think it's
I'm
harder to
pretty
find
sure.
if you get out of Washington. Maybe
They
not.
didn't sell it in Denver. I can guarantee you.
So it's just the start.
Okay.
It's case
okay.
of Rainier.
Okay. Is that a 12 or you're 24 full?
I'm gonna go as big the biggest case.
Okay.
Because I feel like they always they just want to stock their like tour buses.
Hey, I'm sorry for drinking all of your beer in the green room the other day.
That's what the beer's for.
I know I had such a bad time. I think
Are
I
you gonna-
drank. I think I drank all 12 of them.
There's only 12.
Yes, and I think I might have had all of them.
I had enough. So you were in
Alex
your
wasn't
room.
scrounging for beer, so that's a good thing.
Such
No,
a
there was no
bad.
shortage of beer.
Okay, great.
You get to drink on
so-
the job.
What's that?
You get to drink on the job.
No,
Oh.
of course not.
No.
Alex
Do you
is
get it,
winking
Chicken Job?
from across the desk right
I'm not
now.
even allowed to drink at the facility in general. So,
Well, you guys
which
are dealing with
doesn't keep
ZZ
me
Top.
from doing it.
Case of Rainier.
Casey Rainier,
Ryder.
some Bullet Rye bourbon.
Okay.
Can you hear the dog whining?
I want Darth Vader, Death Star, Big Rocks, chilled.
Death Star Big Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
what's
the
this?
for the ice.
Yeah, for the ice.
Big Rock. Okay.
I need 6 of them.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
You've thought about this.
Okay.
No, I
I
haven't.
like
I'm
this
just
a
making
lot.
it
I like
need
this a
some
lot.
winter green Altoids.
Okay.
There we go.
Not the classic, but the winter green
Yep. What are you eating?
Altoids. I'm gonna need Gushers.
Okay. Is that the favorite candy?
No,
Is that a candy?
Gushers is a fruit snack.
it's a fruit snack. It's healthy.
Okay.
It's what you put
Yes.
in like
Okay.
a lunch. For
Right.
your
That
kid.
makes sense. Yeah.
I want Gushers. Peanut M&Ms.
Yes.
Tropical. I want
What?
Tropical peanut M&Ms.
Okay.
Tropical.
It's not up to me. It's you guys find it. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Okay. Okay.
They have
okay.
coconut.
Speaking of which, I need 6 coconut waters.
Okay.
Original.
Just the original.
Half original, half the banana or whatever
Okay,
the
okay.
pineapple,
Okay.
because they don't come in 3 packs.
I'm about
And
to
What
fire
would
you.
you
That means you have to
do?
buy 2 4-packs and split them. But I don't want 8. I want 6.
What
Keep
would
the
you
other
do
ones.
if it
And I want
said
3.
original coconut water and they literally brought you coconuts?
Then I'd say find someone to crack open these coconuts and juice the water. I don't know how you get coconut
We did
water.
coconuts in
I was just gonna tell it. Yeah.
St. Lucia, and they literally just cracked it open and then put rum in it. It was perfect.
I changed
so good.
changed my mind. I also want that.
The guy who
I also
was selling them
I want
to us.
coconut halved with a samurai
Yes,
sword.
Yes. The
And
guy
I
who
want,
sold
No, you
it
can't
to
have
us.
it. You just got to put a hole in it.
He
You got to
went.
like hole in the top.
He went
Perfect, even
scrounging
better.
the beach for a rock. He like brought us our coconuts,
Castaway
and he
style.
had the rum in a little Dixie cup,
Yep.
and he sets everything down, and he goes scrounging around the beach trying to find a rock, and just slams on this coconut for an awkward amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's if someone has a machete and they
I
can
don't think
pop
it
a
was that
coconut
bad.
open, it's a lot of fun to watch. It's painful to watch a man try to crack open a coconut with a rock for several minutes.
So this is what I want. This needs to be done
Okay. Okay.
about a half an hour before the show.
I'm gonna keep this in mind before we take a rider from Alex.
We haven't even
ever.
got to my fee yet.
Oh no.
Oh man, that's an interesting line of questioning, but I'm not gonna get into that. Are comics
else do I have?
negotiable?
For the writer,
Nope. On
for
pricing.
their politics.
No, on pricing.
Yeah, it's always it's like a
Everything's
it's like a
negotiable?
card game. It's not even like a. I want it to be more retail. I would rather not negotiate.
Yeah.
I'd rather them say this is how much one of me cost, and it's not them. It's usually their.
It's an
agent.
agency, yeah.
And so many times the
What's funny
comedy
because
agents are
I've
the worst.
logged online as someone who's dabbling in this. I've logged online and scrolled through websites and seen just what asking prices are, I guess, and been blown away. Like you can't ever afford to do this. This would
Yeah.
never work.
Why do you think that they're not like set with a price? Like why are they negotiable?
Because it's always changing. I mean, no, it is negotiable. It's just not
I know, but like why aren't they just a set price?
because it always changes. I've had people that say they won't book someone farther than like a few months out because they're on the ride, so they know that they can just wait and get more money next
I
year.
see.
On the rises, that's where you want to find them, though.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well, it's
I mean, you have different agents are some people are hungry and will are very responsive and polite. Some of them are literally the scum of the universe. I've had the worst.
And is this based on
worst
agents or is
interactions
this
with their
based
agents.
on
Never
comics?
on comics. I've never had a bad comic. There's
Okay.
only been like one comic that I've ever worked with. I'm like I'm not gonna work with them anymore.
Okay.
And that was like a feature, like on a small show.
Hey,
It
can I
was,
trouble you to open
want a
that
beer?
beer fridge
Yeah,
behind you?
dude.
Yeah, I
Alex
would take
is
one too.
What do you
okay.
need?
We're doing the beer fridge.
I'll take the Michelob.
Excuse us. There's the record scratch sound effect.
You got a record scratch
And
too?
how about dun dun dun? All right, there we go. We got 2 sound effects. I'll just do one of those since they're already open. Yeah. Thank you. This podcast brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Still by Keystone Light because I love you guys.
Well, it would be Keystone. If Keystone
I have tagged Keystone in a couple of things and gotten social media responses.
from Keystone?
Yeah,
Or
it's
from,
fun.
the lawyers?
Never a cease and desist, although I would take some pride in getting a cease and
yeah.
desist. It'd be kind of a fun thing to
Like
have.
getting blocked on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's a badge of honor.
Are you active on Twitter?
No.
Me
I was at
either.
one point. I wish I was.
I wish Wenatchee
I have
doesn't
a-
use Twitter.
I have a Twitter.
I do too.
Sucks.
Alexander Haley.
Hey, great time to plug. Here you go. What?
Alex Andre Whaley.
Okay.
Whaley?
Alex Andre Whaley.
What's your
Okay.
website? What are you most active on?
Facebook?
Okay, which is facebook.com/
Facebook.gov at LAPH Productions or / live laugh spelled the fun way.
LAPH. Yeah.
Live laugh love.
Okay.
But spelled the fun way.
That's cool.
Okay. And you guys are listening to us, so you have found us somewhere. It is This Probably Doesn't Matter, and that if you go thisprobablydoesn'tmatter.com, that has all of the social media on there.
You go to
can email
Facebook,
us.
I'm on there. So just
Great.
go to Instagram, and then I'm on there. And if you search for
Do you have a website?
twerkteam.com.
Twerk Team, hashtag Twerk Team.
Oh my God.
Is the coolest hashtag you can search. Do you?
Can you put a hashtag in a website?
I don't think you can.
But you can spell it out.
Can
I
you
bet.
use? You ready for this? Can you use an octothorpe in a website address?
What's an octothorpe?
Oh, there you go. That's the
So it's like
actual
some
name.
Star Trek
That's
stuff.
the actual
nerd.
name of the pound sign,
I followed you.
which
on
became
Instagram.
a hashtag.
Oh,
Last time I went and bought a URL for our guest because he plugged a URL that he hadn't purchased yet, and I was like, okay, well, hold
Smart.
on the air. We're gonna go ahead and go buy this. And
Nice.
I went and got it for him.
how
Do
much
you,
did it cost?
$15.
Oh.
Do you have laugh.com? Is that yours?
No, I used to. I didn't use it. It wasn't really worth it.
Okay.
I don't think people are gonna. I mean, you might buy it laughproductions.com and
I might. And someday you could
I
be
think
buying that from
Facebook,
me for
Instagram.
thousands of dollars.
It's your
Yeah,
biggest hit.
I don't have. I don't imagine I have people Googling my.
I'll tell you
production.
what.
So it's either they already know me or I will meet them through networking,
Sure.
which a website
That's
doesn't do me
that's
much
what
good.
it's
Even if
all
they're
about.
Googling,
I would do it with like if I started writing more like
Yeah.
blog content, which
Sure.
I would like to, but
This is my blog content. You're sitting here on it. And SEO
sit on,
SEO
sit on my
stuff.
blog content.
You sit on my blurp blurp. Search engine optimization.
Which
I think
Ask Jeeves.
yes. Ask Jeeves that shit. I have Google Analytics because I'm hardcore into all this stuff. I have been found 4 times total through search engine. So
That's great.
4 people have found me through Google, and that's it. You need to know the website. For those
How
of
much
you
you have to
listening-
pay per click?
Nothing. Why would I pay anything? I don't pay anyone anything.
Well, you said you're in the Google Analytics, so I guess
Oh no, that's all
I
free.
didn't know if you did any pushing.
That's all free. No,
You should
no,
push
no,
it.
No. I need something to push, but I
bet
have
you-
ideas. I have big ideas coming up. Everyone, I got big ideas
Name your top
coming up.
10 big ideas.
Okay, I'm gonna do my top 10 big ideas. I can't do any of my big ideas. I actually have 2 that I want to share so bad,
But
and I
people-
can't do it.
Someone in Virginia is going to steal them.
Yeah, shout out to Virginia, you sons of bitches. Okay, Alex.
Yo,
Here's what it is, though.
yo.
Let me. I gotta turn this channel up. It is time
Oh no,
for you and I to do this.
this is rapid response type stuff.
Lightning.
This
I
is the
told
lightning
you
round.
if I need to prepare anything.
No, you don't. You don't get to prepare for this.
Ah.
So now I need to turn this slider all the way down. I get complaints on my background music. This is the lightning round.
Who's complaining?
Just like people that I know,
Usually
mostly
me.
like my former listeners are all complaining. So I turn this way down on the music. This is the dance.
Oh, nice.
You got it. Okay, this is the lightning
This is
round.
what you twerk dance.
I
to?
twerk to this all the time.
God.
Ready? I got questions. You got answers.
All right.
Here we go. Only beer or only whiskey? Rest of your life.
Only whiskey.
Okay, only whiskey. Third nipple or missing finger?
Missing finger.
Missing finger. Never need to sleep again or never need to eat again?
Never need to sleep again.
Yeah, that's correct.
I want that either way.
Yes.
It's my dream.
No alcohol, rest of your life. No music for the rest of your life.
Ooh. Oh. Eesh. Probably, it's got to be no alcohol.
Okay, we're cutting the music because we have one question that you have to think about here. It comes at the end. It's the one thinker question. Homeless for the next 3 years.
Okay.
Starting right now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to rip your shirt.
How'd you know?
And then I'm going to rip your shirt up. I'm going
Okay.
to send you out looking homeless. Homeless for the next 3 years. Or middle class and comfortable. Rest of your life. Never get on stage again.
Wait a minute. So so I have to be homeless for 3 years,
Yes, and that's it.
and I get pursue comedy,
Yeah.
and then maybe make it
Throughout.
out of
Who knows?
Maybe make it out of homelessness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have a job?
I mean, yeah.
If you do have a
Homeless
job,
people
you're
don't
still
have a job.
homeless.
So I could.
Some homeless people have jobs.
Yeah, but you could be a comedy and working and sleeping on people's couches.
I'll tell you what.
Technically be
So this
homeless.
is my question. Like, because there's the homeless type of person that's like broke and not doing anything. And
Addicted
there's-
to drugs is the term you're looking for.
But I could be middle class and addicted to drugs, no problem.
Yes, absolutely. I think probably
So
a lot
that's
of them
my
are.
question: is do I have the, do I just get keep my job and I have to just not actually rent or own a place? Is
Yeah.
that what your definition of
Yeah,
homeless?
let's do that.
'Cause
But
that-
you're
'cause-
sleeping outside. Is that how we're gonna do it?
Because homeless
Yeah.
is
Let's
a
do
very
it that
negative
way.
term, and I don't want to be like on the street begging for
No,
money.
I think homeless is like. You
Yeah, no, let's just do-
cannot-
the inconvenience of like
Homelessness.
comfort.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
that's
I
interesting.
don't know if we're even gonna let you. Are we gonna let you sleep in your car? Is kind of the other.
I
Do you own a
consider
car,
that being
Alex?
homeless.
What's up?
Do you own a car?
I do own
Okay.
a car. Yeah.
Are we gonna let Alex sleep in
Really?
his
I
car
thought you
during
walked
his?
over. Yeah, if I had to sleep in my truck, I would definitely consider
Oh,
myself
I
homeless.
voluntarily lived out of a vehicle at like 5
Well, I
different
don't think
times
at
in my
that
life.
point you can classify yourself as homeless if it's voluntary.
Oh,
This is like you are being made to go live.
See, I could live with that.
what kind of car do you drive?
I drive a Honda Accord,
Okay, so you're We're gonna let him sleep in the Accord.
Yeah, that's not very.
so I have
comfortable.
to I have to keep that car because if I'm not paying rent or a mortgage,
See,
Like,
yeah,
it's
what
a
I'm
good
Are
what
you
I'm
paying
not
on your car? Or do you own your car?
I own my car.
Well,
what
yeah,
I'm
you're
not
fine.
really okay with right now is Alex is looking at this as like bankable business. In fact, he's thinking about it right now. He's like,
if I have like
There's definitely, like,
$500 to
all
$1,000 of disposable income that I don't have to rent anything, I could buy a pretty nice little
No, I
Vita
think
van.
I think that the question has to be you're either homeless and no job, but can live in your car, and you're like trying to be a comedian or something.
yeah, I want to make him hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to be like fully homeless.
Let's get
Not
rid
that
of the
you have
job.
to be addicted.
Let's get rid of the
Yeah.
job, but you can do comedy the whole time. And if
So
you
I
want
have to make a living off of comedy.
Yeah.
and if you want to
Basically.
talk about material, live out of your car for 3 years.
That's very relatable. Yeah.
And there's no, yeah, I agree, Katie. We're getting rid of your job. We're getting rid of your job.
Okay.
So it's homeless next 3 years, no job. Only 3 years though. You can work again after the 3 if you need to, but I think after 3 years
Or
living in
you
your car
do
and doing
your
comedy.
job for the rest of your life and be comfortable and never get on stage again.
Okay, yeah, let's do it that way. I like this.
Like just stand up or no performing whatsoever.
no
performing.
stage.
Nothing.
Nope, nothing on stage.
Not even hosting.
What if I'm at a
Can't even
a
host.
ZZ Top concert
Okay.
and they're like, "Hey, you with the pretzels,
yeah.
come sing a song."
Yeah,
with
that's
us."
different. That's,
Here's what
that's
happens
fine.
if you go on stage doing that. Your legs will fall off from the knee down.
No.
This is turning. This is too fantastical
no.
now.
There's a difference between like being called up on stage
Fine.
and like
okay.
actually placing
Apparently,
yourself on
apparently,
stage.
ZZ Top can call you on stage.
Because I have enough comedian friends that will be like, "Alex, I didn't see you in the audience. Come up."
See, I'm back to losing your legs from the knees down.
Yeah, we can't like tell any comedy like you can't get on stage and like do anything.
I barely do that anyways.
Well,
Whatever.
boy, oh,
You're
boy.
totally a rising comedian.
This is one of Wenatchee's
Great.
top
Oh,
young rising
I'll
comedians.
I mean,
You
this
killed it the other
this
night,
is
by the
tough.
way. You
Thank
did
you.
good.
I don't know what.
Hey,
what
how'd you
but-
feel about that format? Because I'll tell you what, the comics really appreciated the little bump after the break.
Oh yeah, good.
I felt like it went
Yeah,
well.
I think it went well.
Okay.
I mean, I think they tend to always go. I mean, comedians have
Does
they
everyone
have-
gripe? Does everyone
Well,
gripe?
they have their opinions, and most of the time, comedians just whatever you need, we'll make it work. And I usually try and come.
Which was the case. They definitely
I-
said, "Hey, we're gonna do it how you want to do it." And then my little olive branch was like, "Hey, I got another local guy. We can come have him
Yeah.
do 7 minutes and get everyone back in from a break, which is a tough thing to do. And I appreciate you taking that
Yeah.
hit. And
Yeah.
I thought that went well.
yeah.
Okay, what's your answer to the question?
Oh, Well, now you built up all this comedy of like, oh, you're.
I'd rather be homeless than then redo it.
Do I get like go into debt this whole time? Or like, can I like?
I think you can
How
make.
much debt
How do
are
I?
you in currently?
No, but I mean like,
Sure.
but I'm gonna have like recurring. Like I'm gonna have student loan. I have to pay off my student loans this whole time.
You're going way too deep into that.
Oh wow.
It's like never gonna happen.
I'm just stalling.
Yeah, no, I think you are. Yeah, you're missing loan
Well-
payments unless you make them in comedy. I'm just telling you, 3 years. What would here's my question for you.
Also, I'll also
let
be
me ask
34 and not in a prime spot to be starting anything.
Let me get your gumption here.
Okay.
Like how committed are you? If you had 3 years to do nothing but comedy,
I'd be.
you think you're good?
I think.
You think you're featuring? You think you're on a
For
circuit?
sure. Yeah.
So
No,
you're on
I-
a circuit.
yeah.
You get out of this in 3 years. You're on a circuit. You're living in your car. You're already driving around.
So I can get paid via comedy.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm gonna let you get
Okay.
paid via comedy.
But you can't keep
I'll
your
do it.
like
I'll take it.
You're doing it.
regular whatever
I'll do
salary.
it. You can pay off my
hourly
student
job.
loans.
I'm not
I'll do
touching
it.
your student loans, but here's what I am going to offer to you.
Where did
I'm
you
going to
go to
offer to
college?
you
Western.
Oh, that's right.
right now on the This Probably Doesn't Matter podcast. I would like you to commit to all of the listeners that you're going to quit your job tomorrow. You're going to live in your car,
Okay.
and you're going to become a full-time comedian. Alex, can we get you to commit to that right
Sure.
now?
Yeah.
No.
Don't.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
I don't,
Okay, we're
I mean,
just gonna need your
your
address. we
your
might have to burn
European
it
listeners
down.
aren't going
I
to
don't
hold me
know.
to it.
The European listener is thoroughly enjoying their time right now.
I almost guarantee.
man.
Well, technically, I don't have a boss right now, so
Are you your own boss?
Matt's
no,
gone.
it's
Is
not
Matt
necessarily the
gone?
case. Matt is
Do we have to bleep any of this?
officially retired.
Do I need? Okay, great.
It's all public information.
Great.
Yep.
No, I don't. I don't have a direct boss. I have a board of people. And I have,
Oh. Do they
whatever.
watch what you do?
It's just like what I do.
yeah. I mean, sort of. We have a good relationship, but
I have a weekly company meeting where just whoever did the worst the last week gets chewed out in.
No, this is like literally a board that has to approve of what you do.
Oh.
Right.
your board.
Our
Or my
board does.
Oh. You have a boss though.
Well, we have like the GM.
Who's
and
the
then
boss
my
that says you can't drink on the job? But you have a ton of employees. There's like
well,
4 of us.
I think it's just
It's
not like-
are you only a 4-man show?
Well, that's not true. There's like 4 full-time people, and then we have a lot of hourly employees.
Yeah.
We have staff, and we have
Sure.
Yeah. So we have there's probably like 10 people there though, which is I'm sure like less than your full-time staff. So
yeah, we're like 15.
the bigger it gets, the
full-time
more you
probably.
have to have strict rules. Where when you have
I think
when you have
for
a handful
us,
of people,
it's mainly it's not for hourly. I will say.
so you can drink.
Both
for
of my
hourly.
bosses have seen me drink there. I will say that, but it's been on my night off, obviously.
That's fine.
They think the like way that they've laid it out is basically as a salaried employee, you're always on the job.
Oh, that's fun. That's a good way to phrase it. I get it. There's no way to talk someone
honestly-
into like letting you drink on the job. I get that there's a negative connotation, but it also is like
I'll
I've been
tell you
around
what,
clients though, like while I've had a drink or had a few drinks, and I'm like, I wake up the next day, I'm like, wow, I'm never drinking again.
is
when I'm
any
about to
part of
be-
your job to be social and
all of it? That's my
then
job.
then you should be able to drink casually.
You watch all these movies
Sorry,
where there's
I'm
like
never
people
gonna be able to
just
get hired at
drinking.
the Town Toyota Center.
Oh,
now.
I can go to lunch with my boss and have
Yeah.
beers.
Yeah, I'm not saying I haven't gone to lunch and had a drink with my boss, but like drinking at the
This
facility.
whole thing's getting pretty convoluted right now. I don't know
Like
how
during
this
an
works.
event.
I'm just saying, yeah, like at a game.
It depends. I mean,
or-
we're not. No one's. It's not like the
concert.
whole staff is just drinking, but it's
Yeah,
it's more of a lax policy of.
it's kind of weird.
We also look at it as like there's a lot of high stress stuff that we have to deal with, and
Love
if
it.
this bonds us together, then we used to have a thing called Fridays of Thunder. When I first started working there,
Yeah.
Matt Cabin instituted it every Friday at 4. We would just stop working and do like happy hour, and we'd basically just it was bonding.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I think
And we
that's
would just
great.
talk about anything but work.
See, we would do that, but we would leave the grounds.
No, well we do that too.
Yeah.
Now we just do Thursdays at 4, and
Fantastic.
Wednesdays at 3, and Tuesdays at 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you
Mondays.
guys have it like dialed down.
Oh, I do
Every day.
Monday mornings just by myself though.
No, you don't.
No, you.
Okay.
No, you don't.
Katie doesn't think I do that.
So
So,
dumb.
Alex, what do you
Yeah.
what do you have
Yeah.
coming up?
Nothing scheduled except for some of the pack stuff we're doing. We finished the Cold Winter Nights comedy
Okay.
series, but we have Pickwick coming up this Saturday.
Perfect.
If anyone is familiar with the Seattle band Pickwick, we're trying out a new concert at the Pack. So this isn't necessarily through LAPH, but a lot of the stuff is just, I mean, it's kind of convoluted now because I book shows for the Performing Arts
Sure.
Center and with the Performing Arts Center as LAPH, but also separately. And the LAPH thing came out of when we wanted to do a bigger production,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to have my name to have any baggage with that, good or bad,
Right.
because I thought it could,
That's smart.
if they knew me, it could minimize the production and not let it be a big thing. They would just assume, oh, it's kind of a small show,
Right.
which I'd been doing before,
Right.
or if they didn't know me, then it's like some guy's name on there. So like that live production could take on whatever size or whatever
Sure.
thing could it want to be. But now I'm less tying it to each shows. It's more of just a brand to associate that's not putting my name on it. But
Alex Haley,
But
yeah.
I think most of the stuff people are, they're getting it through either my personal Facebook page or otherwise. And
Cool.
sometimes they probably don't know I'm involved at all, and a lot of times they assume I do things that I don't. Like I have people assuming I'm doing the Hush Hush or the Rotten Apples or the
Right,
the
right.
Lafayette shows, and I take that as a compliment. That it's like, okay, they
You got your
see
name
me as
out there.
a comedy person, but sometimes if it's not a good show, I don't want my name attached to it.
Totally.
I
That
want to be
makes
attached
sense.
to quality. Luckily, most of the most of the new venues are all run by professionals, so it's not big.
Sure.
There's no issue
Sure.
there.
Cool. So
Pickwick this Saturday.
Pickwick, yeah.
There'll probably be some more comedy shows now that Cold Winter Nights is over
Okay.
at the Radar.
Yeah.
What's next now that you have your first hit?
I am trying to look for something in June, but we'll see. It's all gonna be announced. We're gonna keep them coming. Of course, this probably doesn't matter.com has schedules. Follow the Facebook page.
Did you
Open mic.
get any bumps from your
Yeah.
From the
There's
show?
there's some new people interested.
after the comedy show? That's
What
a
I
good way to
did
get
what
your
I
name
did
out.
was make a lot of really cool connections. So we're excited. We're excited to move forward.
There was a lot of people there that I didn't even
Yep.
recognize.
Yep. We sold tickets to people who weren't open mic people. So it was cool.
It was awesome.
Anything else?
Open mic Thursday
Thursday
night.
nights, Radar
I
Station.
love how that thing is taking off.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
That's all because of you,
awesome.
man. You started it.
Hey,
Good
You
job.
started it.
you started.
Way to go.
That's a good name for a podcast. I don't know what it'd be
Yeah,
about.
I like it.
You started it.
You take it. You started it.com. Guys, I got to pee so bad, so thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.
And as always, remember, all this probably doesn't matter.
Bye bye.